Hello everyone. Hope everybody is doing well. I wanted to update you guys on how the yard looks right now and some of our projects we've been working on. If you've been following me for a little while, you'll know this year one of our biggest projects was getting this wall of brush down and trees. I mean, this thing was a solid wall through here. Trees, bushes, brush, vines, you name it, was all in here. And you can see we still got some stumps to get down. My grandpa was nice enough to come down yesterday, and we got the holly tree down in the back. We got the Bradford pear behind me down. And then he was able to cut some of these stumps a little bit lower. We're going to work on the rest of this. He's going to come back. We're going to try to get these bigger trees down. He did say he was a little nervous about doing those, but I think if we can get it to fall this way, out this way, it should be alright. But that don't bother me as bad as all the other did. So that is a little update there. Another look at the dogwood tree before all the flowers fade. Our road here is this is an older neighborhood, and so we got a lot of mature spring blooming, spring flowering trees, and dogwoods, red buds, crab apples, you name it, and it's really pretty. So there is the new dumpster, the second one, 40-yard dumpster. The first one was a 30-yard, and believe it or not, I have got that sucker almost full already. So obviously I'm going to need to order a third dumpster to get all of this out of here. This would have been just too much if I had done it any other way. So the dumpster has been really nice. Kind of one of those things when you want it cleaned up quicker than like a trailer or somebody could haul it off could. But anyway, so if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. This is Travis, and I grow in Louisville, or I grow in Zone 6B in Louisville, Kentucky. Kind of a rustic cottage style gardening. However, this year I do plan, it's on the bottom of the list as far as projects go, but I do plan on putting in more of a formal garden area in the back. So starting now, if you remember last year, I did like a weekly garden tour, and that's what I plan to do now. I want to do that so you guys can see the progress throughout the season. Still doing the Halloween stuff, but that's later in the season. Again, if you're new to my channel, you would see that it says Trav's Gardens and Trav's Haunted Yard. So every now and then I will do a video on a project for Halloween. Hopefully you guys are into that kind of stuff too. If not, just watch the gardening videos, please and thank you. If you like gardening tours and gardening content, please like and subscribe to my page. I'd really appreciate it. Spireas. Really nice pop of chartreuse there. This is a 2 or 3 year old Coral Bells. Purple Palace, I believe. There's some of that ajuga that I need to get out of here. I don't want that in this part of the landscape. Obviously lots of weeds. I've got to get in here and get those out. I'll be laying fresh mulch soon. Nice barberry back there. Sorry for the background noise. We're on a very busy road. I just love how the autumn joycetum always looks beautiful when it comes back in the spring. Just that nice clump. And then some knockout roses behind there. Nice big clump of catmint. This is going to be gorgeous with blue flowers. Also, the cats love it. Speaking of that, here is Edgar. This is my worst enemy up here in this front landscape, the onion grass. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. I'm sure you do. It's so hard to pull all that out by the root. Yes, tell them about it. But anyway, the cats do love this catmint. Here is a look minus the weeds. I should be embarrassed to show you guys this. But all this past weekend it rained the whole time, so I was lucky enough to get the dumpster filled. So here is that purple ajuga ground cover, and this was just a few little pieces in here last year, and you can see how quickly it'll fill in for you, and it'll help cut out weeds. I love this little area right here. I love how the green looks with the purple. Probably one of my favorite ground covers. I think the variety is chocolate chip ajuga, and I talk about that a lot. I've got more planted in here. Going to keep an eye on the limelights this year. Don't want those to get too large. I'm debating on just doing the ajuga ground cover through here, or I might get some purple salvia and do like a hedge of purple salvia down through here. This is that wonderful, highly fragrant yellow rose. I think it's a knockout. I can't believe how well these roses have filled out this year. I kind of sheared them back a little bit, shaped them up a few weeks ago, and they have just flushed out with leaves. There is a barberry in there. I'm debating on whether to keep that in there or take it out. I'll probably take it out because these roses are kind of taken over. And of course the lamb's ear has done really well. Circle garden here. I would like to get it's a purple ornamental grass, maybe Purton fountain grass or something like that. I just know it gets really huge, and it's burgundy foliage, and I think it can get up to like 8 feet. So I'm thinking about putting that in the middle this year for something different. Usually I do the Mexican sunflower, and then we have a ring of Russian sage, so a ring of blue. And I've been wanting to get this out of here. I need to cut back this, but this is the Coreopsis yellow flower. So as you can imagine, if you've been watching me, you know my color palette up here. Blues and orange and, cooler colors. So that little pop of yellow right there, I think needs to come out of there. It's throwing me off a little bit. Of course, all of this, when all this gets ripped out and cleaned out, I've got to put some root killer and stump killer down. But all of this will get planted up nicely with more flowering shrubs and perennials. I think I'm going to do a couple of the dark purple butterfly bushes in here. Of course, we got the Annabelles. I'll probably do some more hydrangeas. This is a new hydrangea. Or not a hydrangea. I can't remember if it's one or not. But anyway, this is a snowball bush. I'll have to look that up. I can't remember if it's hydrangea or it's just a common snowball bush. And yeah, I'm really going to plant this up once I get it cleaned out here. But having all of this down has made the yard look bigger. The view through, down the road looks so much better. And really cleaned it up a bit. And it's going to give me extra sunlight through here to be able to grow lots of good stuff. These may get moved. Again, don't look at my weeds. This was moved out here last year, hydrangea, and this is a woodgelia. Lining roses, but that could get moved once I figure out what I'm doing over here. Had to take down the arbor, just to be able to clean it up and the arbor not be in the way. But it will go like right here as a little entrance right here. And I think I'm gonna grow my what's it called? Scarlet runner bean. So I think I'm gonna grow that on the arbor. That'll be a nice pop-up orange. Of course, as always, I'll have my Victoria salvia through here and the French marigolds. Sorry for the bumpiness. The ajuga looks so good, especially with this sedum ground cover. Clematis coming up there on the wagon wheel. Lots of stuff coming up through here. I guess I'll show you guys the ugly too. So this was the holly tree that got cut down yesterday. Some daffodils. Some tulips still holding on, and these are new this year. Marcus salvia. So, if you didn't catch my last video, I said that I'm going to be putting a little white picket fence around this area. And in the center will be like a small sitting table with 2 chairs. And then I think in this corner I've got a fountain I've been wanting. So I think I'm gonna put that here in this corner. So, but along the border and along the fence will be nice perennials like the salvia. This, what is this called? Pink primrose. This was just a couple little plants of this, and it is just about taken over in here. I mean, you can just about pull this out, throw it down somewhere, and it'll grow there. That's how aggressive it is. More of the ajuga along the fence. Alright guys, so I'll show you how it looks without the holly tree there. If this is the first time you're joining my page, or I'll just let you know that there was a big holly tree here that was limbed up, and it has just made a huge difference. I was so happy to get that out of there. It has made this area look so much bigger and open. Not to mention, every time I would go to plant something, I would get stuck by all the leaves of the holly. Let's see. Can't remember what this is, but it looks like it's about to pop. I think that was that mystery plant that I was talking about last year, that I couldn't remember what it was, but I knew it was blue and airy. Got a peony here. Not sure how well that will do. I've got to move my blue bottles back around. We were afraid that if the tree fell that way that it would break them all. Smoke bush coming back. Filling out nicely. I love that burgundy foliage, especially with the irises in the back. Now this stuff here, it's pretty when it blooms. This is called creeping buttercup. I'll just warn you, if you ever get this plant, be careful where you plant it, because it will take over, as you can see. So I definitely got to get in here and get that under control and get some of that out. Of course, we have the lilies in there, ornamental grasses. We are really wishing the neighbors would get this tree down, because you can see most of it's dead, especially this big huge branch here. We've already had one fall off of this and go through our roof. So we are a little bit leery of this thing. Lilies. Got some anemone in here. I'm thinking about redoing this little area, this end. Don't know what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to pull this loosestrife out. That's another one you got to be careful with. Iris there that's getting ready to bloom. Roses that got moved a week or two ago. Oh, lots and lots of weeds. It's just finding the time and the energy to get out of here and get it done. Let's have one last look at the daffodils. Because I don't know if these will still be in bloom for next week's garden tour. The Siberian iris here is really a nice hedge here. It is really filled out. Hopefully we get a lot of blooms this year on that. See what I mean about the sedum? Isn't that just neat and tidy and pretty how it comes back every year? And I'm going to try to remind myself this year to cut it back, you know, sometime in May or June. That way when it blooms, all the blooms don't fall over because they got so tall. I need to take these off so all the energy will go to the bulb. Got a couple more minutes left here on my time. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to show you guys. So the grass seed, I seeded grass here in the shade, and you can see it coming up. So hopefully here in this shady area we will get some decent grass. Bleeding Heart in there and Corbels. That is a turtle head there in the under the tomato cage. Alright, here's what I really wanted to show you guys before I end this video. Is the Brunnera. This one is Jack of Diamonds Brunnera. Not only does it have the gorgeous foliage, but beautiful bloom, airy like blooms. And of course I forget what this plant here is, but it's quite lovely with the Brunnera as well. Nice little pop of blue there. Some Astilbe in there. Solomon Seal. So yeah, I definitely want to put more Brunnera somewhere. You know, blue is one of my favorite colors in the garden, so the more blue I can get, the happier I'll be. Not a whole lot going on back here. I won't bore you too much, but look how nice the mullein over here has popped up. I'm really hoping it'll bloom for me this year. And I did plant my spaghetti squash. I don't know how good it's going to do because I may have planted it too early, but hopefully it'll warm up here soon. So I planted that there, and then the rest of those strawberry seeds that I had that didn't come up, you know, indoors, I just tossed them in here. So hopefully they will come up out here. Who knows? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this garden tour. I'm going to do this weekly now to the end of fall. Take care.